JJ Solomon.
This Corey Bradshaw, Mr. RTBA, Mr. These boys can't touch me on my worst day. This is the Spit Bucket Podcast.
It's your boy, Mr. RTBA, Mr. 214, Senor Dos Uno Cuatro, Senor Dos Catorce, Mr. Undeniable, Mr. These boys can't touch me. On my worst day, when my dog, my homie, my partner, my brother from another, Jose Jr., a.k.a. JJ Solomon. What's popping, my guy?
Just enjoying me a nice cold apple juice.
Ooh, that apple juice look real tasty, my God.
Fantastic.
It looks very tasty. Oh, JJ, man, it been a great day.
It's been a great day, man. It's been a great day. Real quick, I want to give my little girl a shout out. First game in 7th grade, middle school, volleyball. Bro, I was jumping out the stands, cheering. I was the only dad jumping out the stands. They got that first W. They ate today. So do you want to give my little girl Joey Elena a big shout out for that W?
Hey, shout out to Joey Elena on getting that first victory. And then JJ, listen, I understand your feeling, right?
Yeah.
Because this the thing right here with me coaching my son with his first football and coaching him in basketball, but I also used to coach 6th graders in basketball. I was an assistant coach, and I was also, and it was girl basketball, and I was also an assistant coach in 6th grade girl softball, bro. So just that feeling of, watching little girls go out there and compete, put their heart on the line, and just play extremely hard, it's no other feeling. So shout out to Joey, shout out to her whole team, shout out to the whole district.
Oh, yeah, man. Great night. But, yeah, most definitely. Well, great, cool day for boxing. Shout out to Al Money. Always in there. Always following us. Appreciate you, sir.
My boy Al Money in the building. What's popping, Al Money?
But, yeah, man. You guys saw the title. You saw the title, Corey.
I know,
saw
man.
The title.
Tank Davis. Little old Tanky. Well, look, JJ. Look, this is my thing right here, JJ. This is my thing right here, JJ. Look, I was giving Lil Tanky a lot of credit, wasn't I? I was saying, look at Lil Tanky. He's staying out the way. He ain't doing his usual hating on other fighters because other fighters is rising and taking on the fights and becoming in demand. He wasn't doing that usually. But when I scroll up my articles again.
Let's talk about you want me to go ahead and throw up what we're talking about?
Yeah, Lil Tanky at it again, man.
Little Tanky at it again. Hold on, where we at here? Where we at? Oh, I hope I didn't put no music. Oh, there it is. So we are here. So Mr. Jordan 400 yesterday tweets, every day Devin Haney's swag start to look more and more like Gervanta. And Gervanta's response, he's not fighting anybody. He's not in the mix. When nobody's talking about who he's going to fight. We're just going around in circles about Ryan Garcia. His response to somebody on Twitter.
Oh, look, keep that on the screen real quick, JJ, before we go past that. So go back to the screen. Put that back on the screenshot. So Jordan 400 say every day Devin Haney's swag start to look more and more like Gervanta. And then Gervanta, just like a kid in the candy store.
Yep.
He just got to respond. He say, he want to beat me so bad. Now, JJ, before we go on to the next, let me ask you this. Devin Haney, we spoke about this on our show this week. He did the unthinkable and became undisputed champion. Like, you talking about a guy really had to get it the harder way. Devin Haney really did that. So when Gervonta Davis say he want to be me, put that up again? He want to be me so bad. I'm lost in the sauce on
Yeah.
that, Jose Jr.
What is it about Tank that Devin Haney would want to be? Like a regular champ who doesn't fight, who you know what I'm getting really annoyed about with Tank Davis is that 90%, okay, I'll be fair. 80% of our conversations that we have about Tank Davis have nothing to do with what goes on in the ring. It's always about Twitter. You're on mute, by the way, brother. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah. It's always something he said. It's always something he did. That's how he stays in the mix. Now, I think the world of Tank Davis' ability in the ring. We've said it before, you know. I think he's on the bubble for pound if he can start fighting people. But most of the time that me, you, or anybody on here are talking about Tank Davis, it's about something that occurred online or on Twitter or something he said. We don't talk about Tank fights. And so why would Devin Haney want to be somebody that when we talk about Devin Haney now, you know what we talk about? Wow, I used to think this of him, but he proved me wrong. He chased the championships. He went against all odds. He fought. He did it the hard way. So what about that does Devin Haney want to be?
That's what I'm lost at. Like Devin, like you say, Devin Haney did it the hard way. He undisputed champ. So why he want to be you so bad, Tank Davis? He
I'm for
not getting
real
it.
right now trying to think. What
Yeah.
about Tank Davis would I want to be about Devin Haney?
Look, JJ, Tank Davis. I mean, Devin Haney ain't getting mad at his promoter and saying he gonna leave his promoter every fight, clout chasing to get the public talking about it. Think about this with Tank Davis and his last 5 fights. Every fight, it's always him and Floyd into it. Oh, he finna leave Floyd. Oh, this and that. Like every fight. Like I don't understand that. And when this guy say he want to be me so bad, be you so bad for what, Tank Davis?
For what?
That your last good fight that we even gave you credit for was against Jose Pedraza.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying, man. You're exactly right. Tank uses Floyd's name to sell his fights. He gets everybody talking about, is this the last fight with Mayweather? Is this are they beefing? Is there something going on behind the scenes? And then immediately after the fight, they kiss and make up. And yeah, oh yeah, there was a fight. Oh yeah, he fought Rolly Romero. Who cares about Rolly Romero? That Rolly Romero sells the fights the same way by yapping. But here's the difference. I think Tank Davis has a ton of ability. He's got a skill set that a lot of guys don't have. He doesn't have
Do
to.
it.
I think so.
I mean, but do it. But if he, JJ, we've been talking about this skill set for damn near
You're right.
9 years for Tank Davis. 9 years. When is Mayweather Promotions going to get the confidence to show that he really has this skill set? Who? Rolly Romero? A
Yeah.
smaller Leo Santa Cruz? Against them guys?
Yeah, no shit. And when any time that we talk about, hey, maybe he should go chase Loma, or maybe he should. Floyd Mayweather always come in. No, Loma's gonna have to wait. That fight's not gonna happen yet. Tank is waiting. We're not chasing anybody. Well, then shut the hell up, man. Because Twitter ain't it. Twitter's not gonna leave you a legacy. You're a regular champ. You're a regular champ. You can't be telling anybody that Devin Haney wants to be you. Who else in 135? Ryan Garcia don't want to be you. Ryan Garcia got more money and more fame than Tank Davis. Teofimo Lopez doesn't want to be you. Lomachenko doesn't want to be you. I can't think of anybody who wants to be Tank Davis.
And
It sounds like Tank.
You know what ignited it too? Because you had Ellie Segbeck talking about Gervonta Davis, the king of the 135. What type of idiot would say something like that? Now come on now. Like, I remember the time when Ellie, like, man, you got to know the business. He was trying to tell me that.
Oh, yeah,
you got to know the business. Well, Ellie, you got to know the business. And you, as a reporter who's been around a long time and did good for yourself, how stupid does is it to make a comment and say Tank Davis is the king of the 135-pound division when when Devin Haney got all 4 belts?
It doesn't make sense, bro. It's some self-appointed name. Okay, when you're a boxer, right? like Devin Haney again, since we're talking about these two, you should want to chase greatness once you're at this level. You know, you've already grew up in the sport. You've already put in your work. And, you know, obviously there's still more work. But Devin Haney is chasing greatness. He's not chasing clout. Yeah, every now and then Devin Haney will say a little something. They all do. We're all men. They're young men. They're in their 20s. So it's normal to yap your mouth. And but Tank Davis, what is his motivation now? What the hell's his purpose? He tells everybody they have to wait like he has all the belts. You know, there's people just coming and passing them by. George Kambosos has had a bigger moment in his career now. You can argue that George Kambosos one day. Corey, who would you rather be right now? George Kambosos or Tank Davis? Even though George Kambosos just lost.
I ain't gonna lie. I would rather be Tank Davis. I would rather be Tank Davis, and let me tell you the reason why. Because he is a big name. I ain't gonna say Tank Davis ain't no big. He is a big name, but my problem with him is him coming out saying Devin Haney want to be him so bad. No, he don't. Devin Haney ain't go the route you went, Tank Davis, and try to get glorified on it. Devin Haney went the route that real champions have to go through. He had to crawl before he walked. Had to hear email champion, hear all this and that because fighters like Gervanta Davis and other guys, Lomachenko, they didn't want to give him the opportunity because they were saying he didn't fight nobody, which was true. But now since he proved himself and Tank Davis come out and make this ignorant assessment and say that he want to be like him, it's mind-baffling to me. I know Devin Haney responded to that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But I'm going to go back real quick to my question right now about Cambo. If I'm Kambosos or if I'm Tank Davis, I'd rather be Kambosos, bro. You have a whole country who loves you. You have money on your resume. You've had all those belts. You're about to have another big fight in your country. You're going to sell out at the stadium again. There's the country right now. Our own country is split on Tank. And I think the more he yaps his mouth, the more and more fans he's going to lose. He yaps his mouth about mental health. He yaps his mouth about this. Devin Haney wants to beat me. He's just yapping and yapping. Every time we talk about Tank Davis now, it's yapping or with some fight that wasn't even a good match fight, a well-matched fight. So, again, I'm just mind blown. When you said, hey, we're gonna talk about this today, damn right we're going to talk about this.
Yeah,
today.
but I agree to disagree with that one because you got to understand when it comes to Tank Davis, JJ, like with the youth, this is a popular figure with the hip hop community. Like Tank Davis is a big name. Like he is a big name.
He should have been a rapper then. He should have been a rapper.
But think about this. Let me show you why he a big name. It's just with the community too. Because if he wasn't a big name, look at Tank Davis' resume. Look who Tank Davis been fighting since he fought Pedraza. And look at the numbers he do compared to a lot of other folks. Look at who he been fighting a bunch of nobodies. And like not respect, not nobody, but guys who we knew that he wasn't going to beat.
He's heavily favored in every single one of his fights.
Look how he do, Jay. Like he do. Look, this is a guy. Look, let me tell you how powerful Tank Davis is. This is real talk. JJ, this dude's so powerful. This dude started messing with his promoter's ex-girlfriend and was in Floyd Mayweather and was sitting courtside with her, so all the clamors but could be looking and a clicking and a clicking and a looking. Bro, think about that. That's power, Jay. Like that is. And look, and also think about this too. You mentioned Kambosos. Kambosos said the only fight he would have came to America would be Gervonta Davis.
I see that, but I still would rather be Kambosos. Hey, what do you think about this point? Shout out to the Primo Hector Garcia. What's up, JJ? I think Tank beats Loma and Kambosos. What do you think? Do you think it's hard to get big fights? He's talking about Tank because no one wants to fight Tank, or is he just ducking the big names? It's a hell of a question. We'll get into that right now here in a bit, but I want to discuss Devin Haney's response because this is a good question that could take some time. So yeah, shout out to Hector on that. Shout out to the chat. Golden says, "Hey, money salute.
What's up,
IOTV,
Golden?
what's up, fam? JJ Tank could sell out an arena with you as a B-side."
Oh
Yeah, you're
God.
right, bro. You're absolutely
Oh
right.
God.
And I'm not necessarily talking about just the money. You know what I mean? You're right. Hold on, let me take that off because they're gonna start rumors on here. Me and Tank fighting, and they're gonna sign it. I'm gonna take it.
I remember when Tank wanted to fight my ass, boy.
Hell yeah.
Say, I remember when he told me because this is a story for everybody. Like it was a couple of years ago, but remember Tank had lost his belt on the scale, right? And I told him, like, how'd you lose your belt? Was you eating extra peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at night? Was you eating pancakes, bacon, and eggs? Like, he was pissed. Like, Tank don't respond to nobody. And you know me, my facial, the way I'm talking, like, Cuz told me when he seen me, he was going to slap the shit out.
Yep. But still, he talking shit to a media member, bro. Go fight the fights. I'm tired of it. So if anybody's just tuning in, we're talking about Tank Davis yapping again. His response to a random tweet yesterday. Everybody's Devin Haney swag starting to look more and more like Gervanta, and Gervanta's response, he wanted to be being so bad. So Devin Haney responded, "What WTF? What the hell are you talking about?" And then Tank responds, "He know who is who. I mean, you do too." So Devin Haney probably slept on it and thought about it and got a nice little response. Big paragraph. He got into his writing mode. I'll read it to you guys. Discounts say I want to be like him. Everybody's getting money, shopping at the same store, buying the same cars, doing all the same shit. Exactly. It's been the same cycle forever. Tell that insecure punk if he got a problem with a ninja across town having just as much as him to go jump off a bridge. That was a little bit much. Hopefully he got. I think they like bungee jumping.
I agree. I agree with Devin. Every word to it. I co-sign it. Because Tank is a hater. Tank is a hater. Tank is a sucker. Like, he a sucker. He do sucker stuff, and he hate on dudes, bro. Like, he hates on every fighter who get mentioned out there who hot. He want to be the only one, like he Neo from the Matrix or something.
Bro, I'm constantly changing because I'm constantly listening. And I used to think you gave Tank too much shit, but he's just putting his foot in his mouth every time. I like to give these guys the benefit of the doubt, but it's really hard with Tank. Gervanta continues. Funny how he got so
Devin
much.
Haney.
Huh? Oh yeah, Devin Haney continues. Funny how he got so much to say after my fight got announced, but wasn't the same. I got kids downstairs, so I'll let you know. That was saying he was going to fight me next if I beat Kambosos, but after the fight, we hadn't heard shit. Ooh. And then he finishes up with, now go to my favorite part. Now go to the store and get some belts. Bro, I love everything about Devin Haney's response. Maybe not the jump off the bridge part, but everything. Let me throw this again. Go to the store and get some belts. And it's just, let's see, we gotta go. All right, cool. Golden says Tank is soft. He doesn't want any real fights. I think there's an element to that, bro. I think he doesn't like prepping for the big fights because that's just difficult. You know what I mean? It's difficult prepping for a super fight. And Tank is relying on his. Huh?
I think he do, but I think it's this right here. We look. Let's be honest. Tank knocked out Rolly Romero.
The first punch he hit him with. First shot he hit him with.
JJ, but what do you say about Rolly Romero though? He ain't the most skilled, and that's true.
Yeah.
He's not the most skillful fighter. You know, he more of a roughhouse inside that ring, right?
Yeah.
That dude was able to control Tank for them 6 rounds. He was in there with him.
He was with him. I think Tank was just studying and collecting data against a much lesser opponent.
6 rounds. 6 rounds. Rolly was having some success. So now, Tank, you get in here with a guy like Devin, who we know really with the shits, who we know is fundamentally sound from the north to the south to the east to the west. Like, it's different. Like, Gervanta don't want these fights, bro. Like, JJ, speak on what you was talking about Floyd Mayweather and his rise and what a lot of people forget about.
Yeah,
And then I could take
100.
speak on that real
Yeah,
quick, please.
and this is my thought. We have all these divas, all these young guys with tons of talent, tons of potential, but they get a couple wins, they get a couple big fights, they start collecting checks, and then they want to turn into not Pretty Boy Floyd, they want to turn into Money Mayweather.
And what did you say about like the thing I wanted to hit, because you made an excellent point about this era that we in now.
Oh,
These
yeah.
guys.
This is what I want all of you guys to listen to. Now, we're just getting out of this era.
Yeah.
But I have this concept, this theory called the post-Mayweather era.
Yeah.
The Adrian Broners, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Terrence Crawford, these guys who came out and wanted to be Money Mayweather so bad without putting in the work that Pretty Boy Floyd put in. They just wanted to skip that part, and now they're calling themselves future Hall of Famers. And now they're calling themselves, oh, I'm the king of this division. No, man, you can love Floyd Mayweather or you can hate Floyd Mayweather. But one thing you can't do is deny what he did in his career. He kicked ass, all right? Then he became a brilliant, brilliant businessman. And again, this isn't hey, this is just me speaking fact. Like, this is just facts. You look what Pretty Boy did in his career. Again, he shut me up against Diego Chico Corrales. And he put in that work. Then he got older and he got smarter. His hands started getting injured, and he was still a brilliant, masterful boxer, and he was making hundreds of millions of dollars. But all these new guys, Adrian Broner was supposed to be the next Floyd. Then Tank Davis was supposed to be the next Floyd. And their resume isn't a 20th of what Floyd Mayweather's is. They have, okay, there's a skill set there, but Floyd Mayweather wasn't out getting drunk. Floyd Mayweather was constantly in shape. Floyd Mayweather was fighting the big names, and he would bring them on. He said, bring them on. Bring on De La Hoya. Bring on Arturo Gatti.
And Jay, this is what I love. And Gervanta, he along right with all of them. The post-Mayweather era with Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, them. Like, that's what I love about Devin Haney, though. Guys like Shakur Stevenson. Yo, number one future pound-for-pound fighter. You think he is the young best talent in boxing. Am I right or wrong about that?
100%. I'm going to stick with that.
And I think now Devin Haney is the young best talent in boxing. They cut from a different cloth, like we was talking about on our show on Tuesday. They cut from that old cloth. They understand you got to beat the man to beat the man. And they understand you got to do what you got to do to put yourself in position, then all the money gonna come there. That's why I got a really big dog salute. Devin Haney. Like, look, JJ, I'm not gonna lie to you. I gave him a lot of shit. Because at the end of the day, Devin Haney, look, the skills was there. You wanted this, you had to earn that shot first before we could just crown you and just give you all your flowers. But Devin Haney really did that. So it's mind-boggling to me, right? How we got guys like Devin Haney, guys like Shakur Stevenson, who doing what they got to do to put themselves in position. And then we got to talk about guys like Tank Davis, who ain't had a real fight since he fought Jose Pedraza. And remember, when he fought Jose Pedraza, this was the same retardo who said his own promotional company was trying to set him up for that fight, Jay.
It's ridiculous, dog. It's ridiculous. Before we go any further, hold on. Shout out to Robert Guerra. First time checking us out. Hope to catch some future shows. Robert, what you're seeing right now is Unscripted. We've got a nice studio set up that we're on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. So keep up with us, man. We're doing a lot for boxing. Appreciate you tuning in. Please subscribe. Please share. Please tell your friends. We got big plans for the future. Correct. Before we go on, man, because this just reminded me because my back was hurting, so I had to rub some on it. Real quick. KO Therapeutics, KO CBD products. I literally just used it because my back was hurting. We didn't have this planned. If you're hurting, if you got aches, if you got inflammation, if you need pain relief, check out our guys. Before we go any further, want to do something real quick for the folks at KO Therapeutics. Give me a second, Craig. If you don't,
shout out to everybody
mind.
on here from the 2142 across the pond. Just know me and JJ Solomon and my Mickey from Rocky Voice, we love ya.
We love ya. And thank you. Please subscribe. Check out what our friends at KO Therapeutics are all about.
We all have battles. We fight. train. We work. We persevere. And we celebrate. We are all one.
I can't do anything if I can't walk in my prosthetic. It's a lot of pain that I feel throughout my day. It can be very intense. Now I just put that balm over it and it will heal up much faster and it will let the callus recover. That's amazing. It is a total game changer. I am hooked. I am absolutely, I'm just hooked.
Life is hard. KO makes it better. KOCBD.com.
Check out KOCBD.com. If you got bumps, bruises, I promise you will thank us later. If not, keep hurting. KOCBD.com. Use the discount code. Use the discount code TSB10. But anyway, for anybody who just tuning in, we're talking about the Devin Haney, Tank Davis Twitter feud today. Again, it started off with Tank Davis saying that Devin Haney wants to be him so mad. And me and Corey are absolutely puzzled at why he would think the undisputed champion of the world would want anything to do with how Tank Davis is living his life, chasing other dudes on Twitter and replying to random ass people on Twitter. At least
Go
ahead, man.
I mean, Tank Davis jealous, ain't he? He jealous that Devin Haney is the undisputed 135-pound. He jealous of that.
He's jealous that people like me are changing the way they see Devin Haney. He's jealous that just a few months ago, you didn't think Devin Haney was ever I didn't think Devin Haney was ever gonna be undisputed champ of the world. You know what Devin Haney did? He didn't jump on Twitter. He went and took a low pay cut, a sorry pay split. He went to Australia and he beat the champ. He beat the man to beat the man to beat the man for the belt. And Tank Davis has to be jealous about that. What else is it? What the hell else is it?
Like Devin Haney said, we got the same clothes, we drive the same cars, we make the same money. The thing is, I think Gervanta Davis know, and look, I'm gonna say it right now. I picked Devin Haney to beat Gervanta Davis. I think Gervanta Davis know deep down inside he can't beat Devin Haney.
I agree, bro.
Look. See, Devin Haney ain't no Rolly Romero. Devin Haney. He ain't no Rolly Romero where he could just talk that shit and not get in the ring and be able to back that shit up. See, we all look at Tank, as a dude when he talking. Like, honestly, like he just says crazy stuff. When we look at Devin Haney, articulate guy, a guy who know how to ruffle your feathers. And I think he's going to ruffle, if that fight ever happened, which I don't think it will, because as time showed us, Gervanta Davis don't want to fight none of these guys who we consider the top in any weight class he's in. Mario Barrios.
Exactly, dog. And here's the thing, bro. People who, again, I think Tank Davis has some boxing ability and he's got some heavy ass hands. I think the people who worship Tank Davis only think about the power. They only think about the knockout power. This is the sweet science, people. There is a hell of a lot more to boxing than just power. All right. So yeah, Tank Davis has all the future and potential in the world, but there's more to it. You can't say he's going to beat Devin Haney because Devin Haney's pillow fisted. No, Devin Haney's a technician, man. He's a master boxer, and I believe that now. Devin Haney's a master boxer with a brilliant future who's willing to take the big fights for his legacy, for his reputation, for his future. And you know what? Yeah, he took less money for the Kambosos fight. Yeah, he took a 2-fight deal in Australia, regardless if he won or not. But you know what this is doing for Devin Haney? This is setting him up. The kid's only 23 years old, dude. Somebody said on the post when we first started talking about this on our Facebook group, well, you got to start somewhere. Devin Haney had his belt emailed to him first. Yeah, Devin Haney's 23 years old, and he's the undisputed champ of the world now. Tank Davis is 26, 27 now, 27. And he's still
Tank Davis older than that, ain't he?
I think he's 27. The point is, what do you mean you got to start somewhere? He's got to Tank Davis, if he wanted to, Go get the damn fights. Start calling them out. Let's fight.
That's an easy fight to make. But I see a comment on the chat. Shout out to Robert Guerra. He said he been waiting 5 years to see Tank Davis fight. I mean, he said I've been waiting 5 years to see Tank Davis fight an elite fighter.
And you keep talking about Pedraza, and yeah, that was a name. That was I don't know about elite, but that was. I mean, that's Tank's biggest win. Was Pedraza, bro.
Do you hear that? You know, it's like shout out to Robert Guerra, and that's a great point. He said he been waiting 5 years. It's 365 days in a year, JJ. That's like almost 2,000.
Yeah, it's almost 2,000
days. We've been waiting to see Tank Davis fight an elite fighter. It's mind-boggling to me, but then he want to come out here and hate and talk about somebody want to be you so bad. They don't want to be you so bad. The only reason why you got famous is because you was licking the sweat from Mayweather balls. You got all the clout off of Mayweather, and that's the reason why Tank Davis got a big following. And
100%. I was going to say that
rise
earlier.
To the occasion.
Whenever I forgot who it was that said he could sell out an arena with me in it. With me as the B side. First of all, I would be the D side. I wouldn't even elevate myself to B side. But what Golden said again, Robert, you're going to be waiting another 5 years. Here's what's happening with Tank. All right, he's starting to lose his fan base. These guys that have defended Tank Davis, like we say, they're out there. The people that defend people they're finally starting to open their eyes. Tank is he's not just a Twitter man because he's got skills, but he's shown us that he's just a Twitter man. He's just a social media guy. He doesn't do it, dude.
You can't like anybody who defend Tank right now, they lame. Like that if you could defend Tank Davis right now, and like my dog Robert just said, new to the Spit Bucket Podcast, and we appreciate you subscribing. And everybody, if y'all ain't like this, please share this. Please share this for us. Like, we've been waiting 5 years to see this dude fight, JJ. 5 years. Like, we talk about Keith Thurman. Look, JJ, at least Keith Thurman was injured. He was out with an injury. Tank Davis ain't been injured or nothing. And then, look, what Mayweather say? We don't got to fight no other guy. We can fight who we got on our own roster. And look what he did. He put Tank Davis against Rolly Romero. JJ, who wanted to see, who was calling out for Tank Davis against Rolly Romero? Who wanted to see that fight? Well, nobody. But Floyd Mayweather let us know and didn't give a shit. Said it all arrogantly, and he spoke it so eloquently. I'm talking about right to our face. We all seen it dead on. He said, we don't got to fight nobody else. We can fight the guys on our own roster.
Exactly. There you go, Corey. You just said the money statement of the night. So listen, we blame all these guys. All right, we're going to take this back a little bit. I just made this whole theory about the post-Mayweather era, right?
Yeah.
Mayweather, hey, just so y'all know, my little girl just came up and put some KO Therapeutics on her back.
Yeah.
Because she just had a volleyball game. And so I just wanted to share that. Anyway.
Shout out to KO.
Yeah, so anyway, man. All right. Mayweather, how much is he to blame? Because Mayweather said those words. It's not like Mayweather's encouraging Tank to go fight the big names. Mayweather said it himself. We are not going to fight anybody outside of our roster. So, yeah, we talk about this post-Mayweather era. But Mayweather's also teeing up his fighters to be Money Mayweather, not Pretty Boy Floyd. So there's something there, dude. There's something there to what you just said.
And JJ, that's why, like, the respect that, like, I got the ultimate respect for Floyd Mayweather, right? But as a boxer, I got the ultimate respect for him, right? The ultimate respect. But this the thing right here that bothers me.
Say that again, what you said before. You said you had the ultimate respect.
I said, look, with Floyd Mayweather, I got the ultimate respect for him.
Sure.
That's how I want to start out. As a fighter, right? And the reason why I praised him so much throughout all his arrogance and everything, when people talking about he was picking and choosing, because I was a strong advocate that Floyd Mayweather did everything in his human body possible when he started his career fighting the best of the best to make his name. He didn't, like you said, he graduated to Floyd Money Mayweather, and earned he earned his right to call every single shot he wanted to. But this is what bothers me with him. He advocated to us. I fought all the best. I did this. Well, Floyd Mayweather, why you ain't advocating and doing the same? You said when you think about PBC, you can't think about Mayweather Promotions without thinking about PBC. Well, if that's the case, Floyd Mayweather, why we ain't seen a lot of fights on PBC that we wanted? Because you yourself came out and said, we don't got to fight nobody else. We could fight everybody on our roster. So, JJ, look, and this is a thing right here. I know that it's playing up because, the speculations is that Crawford talking about, and I ain't trying to switch, that Crawford talking about the guaranteed money. So that's just the speculations. I don't know how true it is, but that's the speculations. But I guarantee you this, because, and we all know that Crawford saying, he think he deserved 50-50. So we know that's what the holdup is. So I guarantee you this, and we've seen the PBC way the entire way since they've been an organization for I don't know how many years now. You will definitely see, it's too late now unless Earl Spence sit out and turn, Earl Spence going to sit out for another year before he fight. I'm guaranteeing you in 1 month, possibly, we're going to hear about a signing of Keith Thurman versus Earl Spence, probably early January.
You saying if we don't get Bud?
No, we ain't. Listen, it's
You
September.
saying if we don't get Bud, Spence going to take Thurman?
If we don't, JJ, we ain't getting Spence versus Bud. It's September.
I saw a tweet today. Fuck, I forgot who it was. But homie, who the hell was it, man? Somebody said, I heard from a very, and I'm just telling y'all what I read. I'm not telling y'all believe it or not. I'm not trying to get y'all's hopes up. But this is a credible dude who tweeted it because it stayed in my head, but I forgot who said it. He said, I heard at the Wilder presser from a very reliable source.
I seen that.
You seen it? I forgot who the hell said it. And he said, I see you in November. And it got my hopes up again. They're doing it again. But anyway, look, I want to just take a real quick second to appreciate what Saul SG said. I'm not sure I say your name. Pretty Boy Floyd was the man. Agreed. But, you forgot to add Money Mayweather. Mayweather's the duck master and a cherry picker. You got to understand, though, Mayweather turned into a businessman who was protecting his fists and stuff and making the most of his money. So if you're going to say what's on the screen right now, you have to say this. Otherwise, you don't know shit about boxing.
Thanks.
All right. If you just want to hate on Floyd because you don't like him, then you don't know shit about boxing. Before he became the cherry picker and all that and very strategic with his fighters, Floyd Mayweather was one of the best to ever do it. Here's my problem with how Money Mayweather ended his career. He could have beat all those guys. I really believe it with all my heart. He could have beat all those guys. But he chose the path of less resistance, which, listen, dog, you earned it. You earned it. And I'm not going to talk shit about it. You earned that. And, yeah, them last 8-9 years of Floyd Mayweather's career, meh. But he made a lot of money. He entertained us. So I'm good with it, man.
Hey, what was his name? Saul SG? I liked his other comment, too. He said, is Wilder going to be on top again?
All right, we're going to go there. Yeah, I think we've exhausted the Haney and Tank thing. We'll talk a little bit. Well, hold on. Before we go there, because we did have Hector ask a very good question about the subject.
What do you say?
This was and when I said we'll get to it later, do you think it's hard to get? I think Tank beats Loma and Kambosos. I think Tank beats Kambosos. I don't think Tank beats Loma unless Loma's just old overnight. But the same way I think Haney beats Tank is the same way Loma beats Tank. Outboxing him, getting out of the way. I think Lomachenko, honestly, I think Loma beats Tank, but I do agree with you saying he beats Kambosos. I think Kambosos was a flash of no, I'm not going to say that. No, I won't. Kambosos, I think, has peaked. I think he's peaked. I think he's had the best moment of his career, and I don't know. I think he still have a
They say
successful career.
so. I think this is the best way to break it down. Styles make fights,
Yeah, yeah,
and I think
yeah,
his style just coincided with T.O.'s style,
yeah.
along with T.O. being arrogant too. Thinking he was bigger than what he is. But I think basically it's the style make fights.
100%. And that's the beautiful thing about our sport is it styles make the fights, man. It's a beautiful thing about it. And that's a lot of sports. You can have a damn good defense with whatever the hell you look at. It's all about styles. It's all about preparation. That's what somebody said it earlier. Is I think Tank is, damn it, I don't want to say it. Tank's IQ is Tank not all there sometimes, right? He says some dumb shit. He's not the smartest, he's not the brightest crown in the box. And I don't know that I think Tank is just relying on his God-given ability. I don't know that Tank wants to put in the work. I just don't think he wants to. He's getting the money. I don't think he wants to put in the work to fight those big names. That's just my opinion, because there's a lot of work involved. You can't just say, well, look at my resume. I'm going to go in and fight whoever I want. You got to put in the work. You got to do the studying. You got to do the preparation. And that's what I don't think Tank has in
You
him.
know what I think it is, JJ?
What's up?
That's all they got.
What's that?
Like if Tank Davis lose, Mayweather Promotions is dead.
That's a hell of a point. Hell of a
JJ,
point.
who else they got on Mayweather Promotions that could carry the banner? Now, what I can't give
Rolly.
Gervonta Davis credit for, no, Rolly is a piece to it, but
No, I was just kidding.
Gervonta,
I was totally
no, no,
kidding.
no, 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 no. But Rolly is a big name. Like that's what I said about Terrence Crawford. If Terrence Crawford had Rolly personality, he'll be a fucking megastar. But like I said, Terrence Crawford got the personality of a mustard seed. That's why he in the position that he in. But what? Oh yeah. What the fuck was I just saying? Terrence Crawford. Every time I think about Terrence Crawford, my mind just started boggling. About just, dude.
I forgot what the hell you were saying about that. Hey, let's give it up to Brandon Fairley, bro. What's up, Corey and JJ? Love what y'all doing. Keep it up. Thank you, bro. We put in work, dog. Work, work, work. Then he goes, them Cowboys back to the losing my form in 2 weeks. Listen, I love my boys to
We know.
death, but it is what it is. You know what I feel like? I feel like one of them people. I don't want to say women. I feel like a person in a relationship that keeps getting the shit beat out of them, but then their significant other says, "I promise you, I'm going to change." And for almost 30 years now, we keep coming back to the Cowboys because they keep promising us they're going to change. And listen, we got them going against the GOAT in a week, and I don't even
But
know.
look though, Jay. But look, Tom Brady. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't trying to get into none, but I heard him and Giselle. I don't think everything been right with him and Giselle. That's why he had to take that leave of absence. So, our
Why?
Cowboys got a real shot.
We do. We've never beat Tom Brady ever. 6 games, we've lost all 6. But you're right. You know what? That's why Tom
Did
Brady
you hear about
retired.
that though?
Huh?
Did you
Yeah,
hear
I
about
heard
that though?
rumors. They're just rumors.
Yeah.
But to your point, why you think Tom Brady only retired for 2 weeks? He had to go be a husband, and probably started hearing about taking the trash out and clean up after yourself. Now that you're retired, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to being the GOAT.
Bro,
I'm gonna go back.
so like Brendan Farley, yeah, I hear you talking, what you're talking at, but Tom Brady might not be mentally right, and we can't
Oh,
forget.
Brandon,
Like,
not a Cowboy fan?
no, I don't think you're a Cowboy fan
Oh
because I
shit!
see
Hey, you can't be
because he
talking
might.
shit about our boys. That's
No,
for us.
he was clapped, boy. That video was funny as hell. He put up with his partner on Facebook. He had his face on there with somebody who had on a cowboy sweater, and they was dancing and gigging and shit, boy. Brendan Farley, you had me rolling on that. But I ain't lying to you though. Tom Brady might not be mentally all the way there. He ain't been in training camp or nothing really. He been gone. Like
Or he's 45 years old.
and he's
That's also a
45.
factor.
Everybody, y'all think he's Superman? Y'all think that his age really don't matter? Y'all think he gonna stay like that forever? It's gonna be a day he truly falls off the cliff.
We've been saying that for damn near as long as we've been saying the Cowboys are gonna win the Super Bowl.
I know, but the things I'm seeing out of Tom Brady right now, JJ, is unprecedented. Mr. Perfect, who I call, and Tom Brady. And if anybody know who Mr. Perfect is, the wrestler,
Kirk Henry.
Yeah. So Mr. Perfect and Tom Brady would never miss training camp like this. Listen, Tom Brady missing training camp, that was a huge story.
It
Like
was.
Tom Brady missing training camp?
Hey, but just like we said about Floyd, thanks, baby. Just like we said about Floyd, he's earned it. He's earned it. That dude don't got to spend another day in practice if he don't want to. Hey, but listen, you want to go back to that Wilder thing? That
Yeah, but hold on, let me ask you this. What you think about Floyd bodyguard doing the most
oh
pushing?
my goodness. Damn, I can't believe we didn't think about talking about that tonight. I don't have no clips. But just to let y'all know, y'all can just YouTube it or something. Floyd Mayweather's fighting another exhibition, and there was some Asian dude, and they're doing a face-off. And it was Lil Floyd, Asian dude, and then the bodyguard right here, big ass dude with a man bun. And then he was like looking in on that Floyd's opponent, and then has the nerve to push him about 25 feet. Push the dude far back. Even Floyd had a problem with that though, dude. Floyd got his bodyguard back. But that's silly, dude. That's silly.
Like, you could see the dude had a bunch of cosmetics done on his face. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to look young. He looked like he was high off something. I don't know what type of day he had. I don't know if a fan came to, because we know everybody talk about Floyd and they say he has the personality of a narcissistic type of guy, right? So let's put ourselves. I mean, that's what we hear. I ain't saying it's true. I ain't around Floyd every day, but you hear a lot of people coming out saying Floyd has a narcissistic character about himself. How we know Floyd Mayweather didn't talk down on his bodyguard for letting somebody come get that close to him, and that bodyguard didn't go on stage knowing, oh man, I better not let him breathe 2 seconds on Floyd. If I,
yeah, you're probably right, man. You're
like,
probably
real
right.
talk.
Robert Garrett win. Hell yeah, Cowboys for life. Hey, listen, just like I tell our people, you can't be riding with Bud and Spin or all these people who are fanboys of fighters and don't see the bad side in them, then you're just blind. Listen, as Cowboy fans, we got to be able to say enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'm tired of hurting. I'm
You
tired
want to
of
get on some
hurting.
wild in there? They talking about the RTBA. Golden put up one talking about RTBA. Don't you start hating on Wilder? No, I ain't hating on Wilder. You know what we do on the spit bucket. We just let the truth come to the power, and the power come to the truth. Like, Jesus, did you see the pastor at his finest, JJ, the other day?
Yeah.
Like salute.
Would you call him Pastor Wilder?
Pastor Wilder, like salute to Deontay Wilder, because you know the way he talked, and if you know about Deontay Wilder, it's well documented. That's what type of family he came from, and the way he talked, you could tell it's from that type of character of him talking, right? But holy macamoly, Deontay Wilder.
Here's a question that's
Jeez.
open. Is Pastor Wilder going to be on top again? I have just a real quick answer to that. If Wilder prepares, now even though he took them ass whoopings against Fury, that was the best Wilder I've ever seen. If Wilder prepares like he prepared against Fury and gets mentally right, the path is set for him to potentially be on top again. But it's all up here for Wilder right now. If Wilder can get that motivation back, then
but let me press. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, let me prep because everybody I want to make sure that everybody knows I'm very critical of Wilder's boxing style, but I also know he's got two damn cannons in his hand that could change a fight like this. I also know Tyson Fury flirting with retirement after Usyk. So if Wilder plays his cards right against Helenius and gets that win like he should, Helenius ain't no cherry pick though. Helenius is a difficult fighter. But if Wilder goes and gets that W, and whatever happens with Fury and Usyk, Wilder lines himself up and he's mentally ready, we could possibly see an undisputed Wilder one day.
Yeah,
but go back to what you were saying about that pressure, though.
No, you said the right thing, possibly.
Yeah.
And just like I said, Terrence Crawford got the personality of a mustard seed. That's the possibility that I'm giving Deontay Wilder to become that reigning champion again.
Yeah.
I'm like, geez.
And
like
not
looking
because,
at
Not because you don't doubt his ability in the ring, but because outside the ring up here, right? Or,
No,
I mean,
it's yeah. No, because Wilder's a proven guy. We can't say he ain't a proven guy. He was the heavyweight champion. He had 10 title defenses. He matched the people say the greatest heavyweight of all time, and a lot of people also say the greatest fighter of all time, in Muhammad Ali. He tied him in title defenses with having 10 title defenses. But geez, it's like, listen. They asking them simple questions, right? Like the Wilder I know, that was the same one. These simple questions, he took them and he was making it into like speeches of saying this and that. But what really got me when he said, I've been contemplating retirement. I've been thinking about that. I had to tell my kids, Daddy got to do it again. And he say, my little girls will look at me and they be like, but I tell them this is what Daddy do. And then when I see him, and then when I see Robert Helenius, like I said, Wilder done made a lot of money. This is the thing about fighting, and we spoke about this, but the thing about fighting is when you get in the fight game, and a lot of boxers, they hope and dream, and dream and hope that they get in position to where they could change their life like Deontay Wilder did, right? He did that times. And then in the press conference, you could see him. He just comfortable. You look at Robert Helenius, a guy who on a 2-fight knockout streak, I think, or a win streak or whatever. A guy who is hungry. And then if you study a guy in Robert Helenius, if you really do your homework and look at the tape on him, he has similar aspects to a guy's in Tyson Fury. Not saying he's as elusive as Tyson Fury, not saying he's a better boxer than Tyson Fury, but one thing he got that Tyson Fury has, and I think he does better than Tyson Fury, is his 1-2. And also, for him to be that big of a guy and can move around like that, that is going to cause problems for Deontay Wilder, and especially from him having the experience being in there with a guy. Now, when I say Deontay Wilder was talking about retirement, you can't keep these fighters don't talk about you can't talk about retirement and say this and that and that and this. You can't say that, especially coming from a Deontay Wilder on the type of losing streak he on and the malicious beating he took back to back in my Drake voice versus Tyson Fury. Then he going against a guy who you can see he looks like a dog. Robert Helenius looked like he ain't shaved in weeks. He knew this moment was coming. And he got the main key that stood with me, JJ, that Robert Helenius said. He said, I've been promising my country, Finland, that I was going to bring them back a world title, right? He got that mentality that he's super hungry.
Who's hungry right now? That's an obvious one, right?
Robert Helenius. Deontay Wilder don't.
Let's break it down. Let's break it down. Who's hungrier? Helenius. Who's got better boxing skills?
Helenius.
Who's got more power?
I mean, we would have to say Wilder, but I'm going to tell you like this. Helenius hit just as hard. It's just Wilder is so elusive, and he's more of a helicopter puncher where he, just throw it everywhere. He can land his more, but I would give Wilder that edge, but I'm saying Helenius right there.
Yeah, and then you go, who's got more experience? You got to give that to Wilder because of the Luis Ortiz and the Fury showdowns. So it's you look at it on paper, and somebody who's new to boxing or somebody who doesn't dive in, you're just going to look at it and say, oh, that's a Deontay Wilder fight. I've never heard of Robert Helenius. But listen, you said it the other day, Craig, Robert Helenius is a plus 700 underdog. So if you got $100 to spend, don't go to the bar. You can get drunk the next day. If you got $100 to spend, I would suggest putting it on Robert Helenius, because if Helenius pulls it off against somebody who's considering retirement, if he pulls it off against somebody who maybe doesn't want to be there anymore, which is possible, then you go and put $100 on Robert Helenius, you're getting $700 back. So just something to think about for you guys out there who got money. I got money to blow. Whoever has money to blow and you got $100, you might want to put on Helenius. Not saying he's going to win it, but he can win it.
I'm advocating everybody to put their money on Robert Helenius. Deontay
This is not
Wilder is
financial advice. You got to say that because otherwise we
yeah.
get sued.
This is not financial advice. You know, to each his own. But this is my opinion. It's just coming from me. This don't stand for nobody. I would tell everybody to put their money on Robert Helenius. Robert Helenius is going to knock Deontay Wilder
Whoa.
the hell out, bro.
That's the
Watch what
first
I
time
tell you.
I heard that first time I heard you say that. Is that official? That's your official pick? Robert Helenius will knock out Deontay Wilder?
He's going to knock Deontay Wilder out. Like this, look, this is my thing right here. Coming off the beatings he took against Fury, uh, you shouldn't come into a fight like this with a guy who really proven himself to be on this level right here. Deontay Wilder should have came back and got him a get back fight, and nobody would have knocked
Yeah,
him from that.
nobody.
Especially seeing him, the
He
way he
earned a
lost
get back fight. He
them
earned it.
two fights. He coming back against a real dog. Helenius is going to hit him with that 1-2 all night. And I'm gonna tell you the punch that's gonna knock Deontay Wilder out because Helenius do this, he throw this punch so well. That uppercut, that sneaky uppercut, and he throw it so accurately and so well, is going to put Deontay Wilder lights out.
Absolutely. Now I got two comments that I want to highlight, and I want to just make two comments on them real quick. Again, Robert Guerra spitting fire. He said it would be awesome if Wilder could get that Usyk fight after this fight. And the only reason that would be great. But it appears to me that a lot of people, including me, who used to just criticize Wilder's earned a lot of fans in his losses. He's earned a lot of fans, like I said, including me. I'm a bigger fan of Deontay Wilder now after those losses he took to Fury because the man showed some heart. So I want to see the best for him. I want to see him win now. I want to see that. And I think there's a lot of people in the boxing world who've Deontay's earned that respect from despite the losses.
Nah, I don't want to see him win, JJ. I'm being honest with you. I don't. I want every opponent to knock him out. Seriously. Look, I forgive him for what he did, but I never forget the way he did that trainer in Mark Breland because he was such a sour puss, sore loser because he lost fair and square. Like JJ, in anything we do in life, we win some, we lose some, we live to see another day. So that's a blood boxing. He was talking about this the other day. What's his name? Mark what? I just said his fucking name, but I'm so pissed. Um, anyway, Mark Breland, yeah. The way he did, you got to understand this with Mark Breland. This was such a blood delivered this so eloquently. The way he said, the way Deontay Wilder came out and tarnished Mark Breland's name by saying he did this and that. Mark Breland was a still guy working with younger fighters. How is younger fighters going to look at Mark Breland going forward with a guy like Deontay Wilder who has so much notoriety come out and say the type of malicious, vicious things about Mark Breland, and he had no proof at all, bro.
I forgot about that. You're right, bro. And you're right. I want to see the best from him, but yeah, that was some real shitty shit. Now listen, I want to address the other one. Wilder gonna KO his ass. And listen, Golden, I get how you look at it on paper and you just say Wilder's gonna KO his ass. You could be a fan of Deontay Wilder. You could really love him, or you could be supporting the American fighter. But did you just hear how Correa and I broke it down? We went line by line, all right? And you have to be able to look past just Deontay Wilder's power. He was struggling against Luis Ortiz, who's a damn good boxer. You got to be able to not be just a fan and say, well, he hits hard. You got to factor in all these other things. You got to factor in the mental state. You got to factor in what the other guy does well. And then you got to use your eyes and look at what Deontay Wilder's done in the past against good boxers with heavy hands. So, yeah, that's the easy thing to say, Golden. As a fan, yeah, it's easy to say that's the easy bet. That's why Wilder's the heavy favorite, because he's got a heavy hand. But that's why we fight the fights, Golden. That's why we watch them, because you got to break it down, bro. And, like, put your heart out of it. I get it. you know, if you're a big Wilder fan and you love how he reignited the heavyweight division, I get all of that. But you got to be able to break it down. So, Golden, you know, next time we jump on live, I want you to have a response to what's he going to do with Helenius' boxing ability? What's he going to do with that sneaky uppercut? Where's Deontay Wilder's mindset right now? We sound crazy just coming in saying, based on everything
I
they've
was
always
just
done.
gonna ask you, Jay. Do we got 20 more minutes? We could drop that link and let a couple of people come on here if we got 15, 20 more minutes or no.
No, I'm good with it. If y'all want to jump on, we can drop a couple links on there. Hold on. Golden said Wilder can box. What fight did you ever see? Come on
Drop the
now,
link.
Golden.
Drop the link, Jay. Drop the link.
All right, hold on real quick. I don't have too much time, but we can do this real quick.
Yeah, drop the link. Let's give it about 20 more minutes, man.
Yeah, look at Sal. Come on, Golden. You really gonna say Wilder can box? All right, if you want to jump on here.
Yeah, but now Wilder, like I never cheered for that guy. Like, am I happy that he had a successful career? Absolutely. He had to take care of his kids, but the way he tarnished Mark Breland's name forever, like I could never forget that. Forgive, yeah, because I'm not a hateful person, but I'll never forget how he did that man with no proof, no nothing. Like he kept saying to us that he was gonna bring out the proof. He was gonna have the facts to show everybody what happened. He never came out with nothing. And he tarnished that man from a lot of fighters who was even thinking about working with that former Olympian.
Yeah, that was sorry, bro. I want to hear Golden. What's I want to hear? All right, he about to jump on you. All right, here we go. Golden, enter at your own risk. He is on.
What's up, my brother?
What's up, everybody? What's up?
What's going on with you, boy?
What's up, my boy?
Hey,
not much, baby. What's the JJ? How you doing, there, young man?
I want to hear your response to Wilder can box, but he fell in love.
Man, listen. Wilder do have skills, but like I said, Wilder fell in love with his punching power. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I like Wilder as a fighter. You feel what I'm saying? But one thing about it, I'm not a delusional person. I know Wilder, he did some effed up stuff. You feel what I'm saying? And I agree with Al what they're saying about the way he did Mark Breland. That was messed up. But Wilder, if you look at it, let's go back to when he first won the title. He took the time he boxed that man. You feel what I'm saying?
He did.
He fought him and fought him at a decent day. Even when he was in the Olympics, he didn't knock out everybody. He said that he boxed.
No.
But he just fell in love with knocking everybody out. So he feel like he ain't got to train proper.
But to that point, Golden, do you think Wilder's boxing
this is what I'm saying
is up to par with anybody's like boxing ability? I can name off 5-6 boxers, heavyweights right now that don't have the glory and the glamour that Wilder has. Wilder made it to where he is because of his power. And it's when he fought a real somebody like Luis Ortiz, we saw him struggling. Then we saw him struggling with Tyson Fury. Like I've never seen a fight of Deontay Wilder's at the professional level. And I'm not hating on Wilder at all. That's not my style. As we're growing this platform, you guys are going to see my style. My style is not to hate on any of these guys because I respect them all. But not one time have I ever said Deontay Wilder's got skills. Because his power's what got him, dude. Like I don't understand how you would say that.
Right. The man he got skills, but he don't use them. And Wilder took his time and fight. But right now, listen, only thing that gets me about Wilder right now, and I say this on anybody else, when I go on anywhere else, when I be on with my boy now, matter of fact, he on 9, I'm gonna jump on in because they talk about my boy Wilder too. I'm gonna jump on their ass too in a few minutes. Oh, I'm looking for you too, because I like that shit you and Blood said the other day neither.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I got you. I'll talk to you later. But anyhow,
hold on. Don't do
you
that.
and Blood at the top. I thought you and Blood in the comment talking shit about my boy the other day too, about Wilder.
Yeah, he a sucker, bro. Like, bro, come on. Like, you gotta understand, Wilder, like, not, let me rephrase that. He did some sucker shit. Like, the way he did Mark Breland,
he did.
bro, like,
he did.
Now, I'm supposed to respect that. I can't respect a man who take hundreds of thousands of dollars out of a man's pocket. I got no respect for that when you already a multi-millionaire and you come with absolutely no proof. Wilder could kick rocks. I don't care about him. I hope Hellenius
So
knock him out.
my thing is, like I said, even though I am a fan of Wilder, I like it because to me he brought excitement to the heavyweight division.
Sure,
You
100%.
feel
I
what I'm
agree with
saying?
that.
And to me, without Wilder in the heavyweight division, is dead.
I
Everybody
agree.
tuned.
I agree 100% with that, Golden. But at the same time, you gotta be able to diagnose the problem, man. I'm sure. How
Mm-hmm.
long? I mean, you've been watching boxing a long time, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
throw Deontay Wilder into the heavyweight division in the '90s,
He
and
would have
he
last.
wouldn't
He
be
would have
nothing
last.
but a. I mean, what would he
He,
have done
he,
in the
would last.
'90s?
He would last because it's a whole lot of fighters from back in our days when we were watching the fights. You feel what I'm saying? They couldn't cut the muscle with none of them right there. You feel what I'm
Especially in the
saying?
heavyweight division, man.
Especially in the heavyweight, even small as Evander Holyfield was. He was an animal, man. You feel what I'm
100.
saying?
Evander Holyfield, to me, in the heavyweight division, we don't talk about him enough because you say what you want about the drugs and the PEDs and the headbutting and all that. Evander Holyfield was so fun to watch. The man just put on a show, an artistic performance every time he
Mm-hmm.
boxed.
Yes.
And then you can look at other boxers today, like a Tyson Fury, like a Usyk, like a fucking Luis Ortiz, and you could throw them in the mix in the '90s because you had fighters like Andrew Galata, Francois Botha. You had those guys back then who didn't have the big giant names, but they had a skill set to at least compete with those guys. And I think the guys I
But
just mentioned,
JJ, let me ask you this, JJ.
go ahead.
But Wilder has unbelievable power, though. I know he don't got the
He does.
skill set as them guys, but his power is unbelievable.
But you see
90.
a guy like George Foreman, you see a guy like Mike Tyson with one punch power, and look how a good boxer could just totally take that away from him. Like
But see, that's what happened with Tyson. See, that's what happened with Tyson. You see, Tyson to me, Tyson took a lot of guys hard. You feel what I'm saying? Because they got in the ring. They fought Tyson. They fought Tyson with fear. But when Buster Douglas came in there, I had to tell everybody from the beginning, you stick to the jab, you'll beat Tyson.
Yeah.
If you notice,
with everything you're saying, brother.
listen, if you notice when he fought Larry Holmes, when Larry Holmes came out in the fourth round before he got knocked out, he hit Tyson with that jab. He had Tyson in trouble. Tyson know what to do. And see, that was Buster Douglas stuck to that jab and a 1-2 and kept Tyson off balance all night long. That's how Holyfield was able to get him with the jab.
He set the blueprint. Buster Douglas set the blueprint. And
yeah, he set the blueprint.
It started off with, don't be scared of this little guy.
Thank you. Don't be scared of him. And see, that's the same thing.
But you know, hold up, Golden, hold up. But you know what happened, though? His mama died, too.
Yeah.
So
right. Shut up. That was motivation.
That was a different type of feeling in that room.
See, he took all that out. He took all that and used it as his momentum.
So to that
you
point,
feel what I'm
saying? To Corey's point and to what you just said, Golden, when we just broke it down about Wilder Hellenius, you got to think about the mental state. Just like we gave Buster Douglas his credit for the mental state. So that's why whenever you just come on here and say Wilder's gonna knock him out,
I'm talking with Noah. I all know I'm a big time Wilder fan. That's why I was talking Noah to me in the chat. But at the end of the day, just like I told my boy E. Thriller and Matt Marvel, all them boys there, I said, listen, my only fear and concern about Wilder right now is coming of his mental state. If Wilder's not mentally prepared to come back and to fight, then he's coming back.
Hey, shout out to E. Thriller, the Black Picasso, and the Meg Mob, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Shout out to you too, man, for that thing you did for E, man. That was real dope, dog.
Now that we did, me and my boy, we like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, but listen, I need to get my interview with Wilder, man.
Well, man, I ain't finna interview Wilder. Crazy.
Hey, Corey, what you gonna do?
Corey,
if Deontay Wilder walks into a room and looks at you the way Terrence Crawford looked at you?
The same shit. I hope that millionaire that agitated and throw a punch, please.
Put it right here.
right here on the kisser, motherfucker. I'm taking it from Mark Breland. Shit.
Yeah, you taking it for your whole family, bro. You setting it up. You putting TSB on the map if you
Look
take
here.
over.
Look, I can see you that laid out. They tell you to get up. You gonna tell them hell no.
They gonna have to pick me up. It's gonna take about 8 motherfuckers to pick me up. I'm gonna be out like that.
I'm gonna look like Simba waking Mufasa up.
I'm
Great.
gonna be out.
But
I ain't gonna
Wake
move.
up.
I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna be looking all coherent. Like, where did he go
but
to?
look, fellas,
Where did he go?
fellas, on the real, man, that's my first time catching the spit bucket. You know, I don't cut your show plenty of time, but I really enjoyed it. I subscribe to the station and everything, man. You know, I'm a
Thank
big
you, man.
Boston fan. I love this stuff here, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, we
I,
got
I
a
love.
lot of interview. We got a lot of interviews coming up with a lot of young fighters, amateurs,
Right.
pros.
You
Just a
know,
lot of different people who do different type of businesses and everything. So stay tuned because we in the studio Monday through Wednesday and we do
I got
unscripted.
I got to catch y'all, man. That's my baby mama calling me.
Uh-oh, brother. All right, man. Good
All right,
chat
bro.
with you.
All right.
All right. And Corey, I
Boy,
just want to
that
talk.
was honest. That was honest, wasn't it?
I love it. I love it.
He said I got to catch y'all. My baby mama called.
Hell yeah. I would have said it's getting late, fellas. No, he was just real. No, but to what you just said real quick, I want to highlight this about the amateurs and the youngsters and these up and coming pros. Not only our goal is to give them the spotlight, but it's almost like we're conditioning them how to handle interviews, how to handle the spotlight, how to handle being on a show. Like our goal is to set these youngsters up for their future in many different ways. Obviously, as our platform grows, they're going to get more eyeballs on them. But like we'll have a kid on the show who's never been in front of a camera. We're giving them experience. We're giving them experience how to promote themselves. So they're not like our friend Terrence Crawford who can't sell a damn fight. You know what I mean? So
Mr. Mustard Seed.
Mr. Mustard Seed. Hey man, but if you got faith like a mustard seed, you can move mountains. That's what my Bible says.
I mean, yeah, no, that's true. And his faith is in his boxing ability. So that mustard seed is definitely moving mountains. But his personality, that mustard seed is doing nothing.
Yep, just wiping on bread, eating it with a sandwich. But man, yeah, bro, it's late. I gotta go get ready.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody, man, who came on here tonight. Representing with the Spit Bucket Podcast. This is called Unscripted. Please, everybody, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you can get it every time we drop. Y'all, please make sure y'all show up and show out for us because we got a lot of things coming. Shout out to our TSB Warriors Foundation. Shout out to the Toy Bucket. Y'all gonna hear about that. Shout out to our sponsors, KO Therapeutic. If you hurting, use KO. If you want to hurt,
Don't use KO. Don't use KO if you like aching. But yeah, we appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good night. If we get any breaking news, I promise you me and Corey are gonna jump on here. But otherwise, we'll see y'all on Monday, maybe. Hell, I don't even know. But we'll see.
It's Labor Day Monday, ain't it?
Oh yeah, it's Labor Day. That's right.
Can't trick me, my boy.
All right, brother. Have a good night, Corey. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate you guys that tuned in, and we'll see y'all soon. This is JJ Solomon.
This Corey Bradshaw, Mr. RTBA. Mr. These boys can't touch me on my worst day. And this is the Spit Bucket Podcast.